Many today still consider the N64 era as the golden age of gaming, with Rareware continuing to tear it up in 3D, the evolution of multiplayer shooters, and yep, you guessed it, 3D platformers. And my god, were there a bunch of them around this time. Today we will be going through my favorites though. So what are my top 10 Nintendo 64 games? Let's find out. Number 10. Not an entirely unknown game by any means, but definitely one of the more overlooked greats from the N64 era. You play as a glove named Glover, and you move, attack, and solve puzzles by using different kinds of spherical objects, from a steel ball bearing to a cute little bouncy ball. Sure, it's not the most deep or original game, but at the age that it was unique enough to leave me with some fond memories. Number 9. I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. Perfect Dark did what GoldenEye did, except better. It made the multiplayer more hectic and balanced, but still fun, and still had a main campaign that was stupid fun alongside it. It's not the best shooter by a long shot, but when it came out, people were stunned because we didn't think that GoldenEye could be improved upon. Number 8. My third favorite game in the franchise behind Max Red and Generations. But that says a lot with how awesome those first two are. Bomberman 64 was twice the greatness as everything else, between the ridiculous antics your friends and you could have fun in the battle mode and the newly added campaign mode or story mode. I preferred the latter, as I was never a huge multiplayer gamer. And the music... Number 7. Pokemon. Jesus, Penta, did that rule your preteen days? No, but it definitely had its fine share of it. This game took two things people love to do and made it into one fantastic game. People loved seeing and exploring the Pokemon world, and people loved getting high scores at things. The amount of secrets in this was just right for the age group it was targeted for, and made you feel awesome when discovering them. I mean, Christ, Nintendo. There are over 700 Pokemon now. Why isn't there a sequel? Do you know what your fans want anymore? Number 6. So many games had a 64 in them. And you know how many hours I sank into this game? Probably around 64. Because it was not just a great and deep DK platformer, but was also a fantastic adventure. Great tunes, awesome characters, fun writing, and it was a blast barrel of fun. Even considering the cool but forgettable multiplayer. Number 5.
Mario!
Wake up! You are 3D now. It's time to run around and explore the castle. Time to hop on a Koopa shell and make haste through the lava. Time to platform up the top of a confusingly sized pyramid. Time to find Boo and kick his ass. Time to run through Bowser's awesome and challenging levels. Time to... You know what? We all knew this would be here. Number 4. Gex Man. Gex. Fucking Gex. I sank so much time into this game. This was back before I realized that beating a game was the main goal. So I oftentimes found myself recompleting the same missions and re-getting the remotes. Yes, remotes. Enter the Gecko's levels were very pop culture based. Kung Fu Theater, Scream TV, C-SPAN, Toon TV. The game it's set in Media Dimension, where you go into TVs to collect, kill, and platform like a badass gecko. Number 3.
Fucking hell.
Spare me the frickin' negative comments, internet.
Fine.
Quest 64 is widely hated across the gaming community as a difficult, storyless asshat of an RPG. But for every bad thing the game was shamed for, there are really small things that were great for the time. The N64 didn't have the biggest RPG library, but this game is important to me. I was never able to complete it as a kid, a running gag on this list. Stay tuned. So when I was 18, I plugged my old 64 in and beat the son of a bitch overnight, full melee. Final boss beaten with my staff. And it was a great night. You can hate it, that's your opinion. but not everyone does. Number 2. If it wasn't for me not beating it until many years after it came out, this might be my number 1. Okay, story time. No joke, I quit trying to beat the game at 9 years old because I could never beat the water temple. So instead, I perfected the first 5 dungeons, so much so that I held a record for a while. I could start the game and become Adult Link in under 30 minutes, consistently. I don't think I could do that masterful work anymore, but God was I good back then. I made those first 3 dungeons my bitch. My dad, my friends, my enemies all stood in my shadow of skill. At the first half of the game. It wasn't until years later, when I was 14 or 15 years old, around then, that my best bud Taylor asked me if I needed help to finally beat it. So we spent that night on the floor with pillows, blankets, coffee, and homemade potato chips, 100%ing Ocarina. And that was the final stab in Ganon's head I felt so well deserved. Anyway, yeah, this game and I have some, real history. And number 1. I have loved everything with Banjo's name on it, but his first title was the surprise of the generation to a lot of people. The transformation the game went through in development, the negative reviews saying it was just ripping off Mario 64's fame, it fought through all the adversity and became one of the most beloved games ever made. So I have a small confession to make to close this episode out. I've never beaten Banjo-Kazooie myself. In fact, I've only ever, me personally, beaten the first 2 areas by myself, alone. See, I grew up in a day and age where all the neighborhood friends would just play a game, save files aside, and so we would just play for a bit and then stop and someone else would just pick it up and play. I never even owned the game personally, but I adored it so much. It was 10 years after the game even came out that I helped my lifelong friend Jamie beat the final fight with Grunty because he was having a hard time with it. So, with this confession, be on the lookout maybe in the future for a Let's Play maybe. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the list I came up with and hope you subscribe and stick around for more. Don't forget to like, comment, and share it with all of your buds. Until the next time, my name is Penta Hybrid, keep on gaming, and I will catch you later.